When it comes down to it, if a cold-blooded killer has had a tragic childhood and voluntarily consumed drugs, there's a really good chance that he, or she, will be spared the death penalty. But someone who proudly served his, or her, country, often in a time of war, and suffered a physical or psychological disability that might have contributed to the commission of the crime gets no recognition. Through the years, a number of combat veterans have been put to death here in Florida. In addition to David Fuchs, Florida has also executed at least 2 other Vietnam veterans, Larry Joe Johnson and Dennis Arthur Rutherford. Even assuming for the sake of this argument they were guilty of the alleged crime, in each of these cases the courts refused to recognize their honorable service to their country during a time of war as a mitigating factor that might have spared their life. But this long history of callously turning our backs on military veterans who have fallen from grace by being convicted of a crime goes far beyond the relatively few military veterans who now populate death rows across the country. The truth is that prisons across the country currently hold tens of thousands of military veterans, whose society has turned their back on. These men and women proudly and honorably volunteered to fight and die to protect the liberty and freedoms most take for granted, and only too often the trauma they suffered during their service to our country left them broken. But nobody cares about them. As I said, I am myself a legally recognized disabled military veteran, but I am not a war hero and I personally ask for no recognition. But because of my unique status as a disabled veteran, I know only too well that these genuine heroes go through once they are thrown into prisons and so quickly abandoned and forgotten. To illustrate how military veterans are treated once they enter our prison system, I can only use my own well-documented history, which is indicative of the indifference our society has towards incarcerated veterans. Many moons ago in a life now far, far away, I met a girl in high school and we patiently waited until we were of age, 18, and then got married at the Polk County Courthouse in Florida. Like most young couples, we struggled financially and so we decided that I would do as my 2 older brothers already did, and join the Army. The pay wouldn't be great, but we had dreams and the military had medical care for my then pregnant wife and a chance to earn benefits that would allow me to go to college. I signed up and was shipped off to boot camp at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. My military service was remarkably uneventful. I was just another soldier and nothing more. At that time, the Vietnam War was already over and the country was at peace. It was just a job.